that sound.
Welcome, mortals, to the Fantasy Football War Council's podcast. Here are your gods of war, Jonathan Arneson, along with Mario and Daniel Gutierrez.
Hello and welcome to another meeting of the Fantasy Football War Council. I am your God of War, Jonathan, joined by another God of War, Daniel. And shame it's you that didn't join us tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello and welcome. Another meeting. Let's we're 2 days.
2 days. 2 days.
Wait. I actually had a countdown. 1 day, 19 hours, 32 minutes.
Oh, yes.
I know. It's nice. It's nice.
And what is it
So
here?
we got couple news
And
words.
let's see, 5 days, 2 hours, and 51 minutes until our first draft of the year for Dynasty. Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it because I was really excited. I started doing a lot of research and looking into players, and then I pulled up my draft picks.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
You're paying for Genty.
That's
Yeah.
my pain for Genty. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's my pain for Genty. So
Mhm.
not having a first or a second, I'm not
Mhm.
so excited because it's not I wouldn't call this a deep draft. I know it's a lot of players, but it's not deep. I don't know. It gets real boring in my opinion after the third, I think.
Mm.
I don't know. I don't know.
That's where I like the picks is of course your first round and all of that. That's
Well,
where you
those are the
put in
good
a
ones.
lot of research, but I like those mid-round picks because those are some nice flyers a lot of times. But
I just
I
feel like
have
it was strong in a lot of categories. I feel like it's that's all. I'm not saying it's you know
yeah. I have 8 picks in the first 3 rounds.
yeah yeah, and your brother has quite a few as well.
And Mario doesn't have any until he has 2 4.
Well, he's been making a lot of trades.
And
So
then now, now he's got 2 3 3 3, and then 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. I think so.
yeah, he just made a trade and acquired something for
Yeah.
pitching off Diggs and
No, he gave DK and Joey Bosa and somebody else um, for the 2 and the 3.
hold
Let's
up.
see. DK, it was 3 players. DK, Bosa.
There was players on both sides. Yeah.
Yeah, Mario gave DK and Bosa and Malik Washington. So some decent players there for.
Yep. And he acquired Diggs, and
Mhm.
that's yeah. So I was saying he
He
got
got yeah he got Diggs, Reddick, and Samuel
Hassan Reddick. Yep.
2 3 and 3 3.
And Debo. Yeah. I liked the Diggs. I mean, I figure he'll New England, right? And
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
uh and I mean Debo's a question mark, but it's a
Oh,
solid. Yeah.
he basically it was for the
It was
draft
for the
picks.
pick.
He sold.
It
I
was
mean,
yeah.
I was texting him about it. I was like, DK's that's a bold move right there. I don't know if that's a bold move that I would have made, um, but if the Titans come out of it with and they draft a receiver high, then you know then it's gonna hurt. Then it was a good trade. It was time to get out of him, right? Because then his role might drop if they're like spending a lot of draft stock on a young wide receiver.
But
if Tennessee doesn't address wide receiver at all during the draft, then like there were only 3 receivers that scored above 300 points last year, and he was the third one. And so like he could be he's a huge dart throw, and it all depends on where the draft is, like how that Tennessee draft goes. So 3 upside players and a solid defensive players for 2 and 3. I think that's a good trade. But yeah, that's
when this popped into my phone, I sat down and I just saw 3 players, like 5 picks, 3 players, 5. Yeah. This is a Mario trade.
Yeah.
You didn't have to look at names. All I knew it was Mario. This is a Mario trade. All right.
Yeah.
And then I was like, it was a good trade. It's a good trade.
He's been hammering. Mario's hopping on, as a matter of fact, as we're talking about him. He's downloading the app, and then he's going to jump on.
Wonderful.
Well, momentarily, he says.
He can chime in. That's awesome. So my intro would have worked. I deleted it. Would have worked. I had the Brothers Grimm back. All right. welcome. We have the Brothers Grimm. It works.
Yeah. So it's nice to see the movement. I know he's been pounding the pavement to get some picks because he didn't have any until he had 2-4 and then nothing for a while. So
yeah, and I was figuring it's a slow draft, so you can always maybe get a pick or something.
Yeah,
I figure we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it should be an active draft. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah,
see what happens. So it's always a question mark, and it's I mean, we could get into it, but it's our own draft, but I like to get into the normal NFL draft just so we get all of our listeners. But at the same time, I mean, it's good. We'll talk about it. So, yeah. Well, I mean, we could, back talk our league as we're talking with everything else, right? So
yeah, for sure.
Where do you think a player will go, both NFL and where he'll go in the NFL draft?
Yeah. Oh, I don't want to give any secrets. We're 5 days away from draft here, so I'm not sharing shit.
Hold under the belt,
Yeah. I'm full of proprietary information currently.
I love it. I'm not signing anything. So
yeah, that's right.
Okay, I'm not signing anything. Okay, well, all
right. We'll read the first. Yeah, we'll read the first blurb of news now that we've jibber jabbered for a while, having fun. NFL owners have approved 4 new rule changes presented by the competition committee at the annual league meeting. The first one is to permit a team to declare an onside kick anytime during the game, which will be nice. I hated the fourth quarter if you're behind caveat to when you can kick. So I'm happy that that's gone. Changed some rules so that there's no incentive for kicking out of bounds if their team is kicking from the 50-yard line, and changing some alignments in the setup of the blocking teams. And this is a big one, though, allowing New York to call in and call a missed penalty that's obvious that affects the impact of the game. And so they can overturn that. And they're also talking about expanding that so that New York makes the calls for the games as far as the referees are concerned, especially if they don't come to an agreement with the referees union. So their NFL is preparing a contingency plan to have these games going if the referees and the NFL can't come to an agreement on salary and things like that, or MOU.
I like it. No, that one was a big one. I do like that one.
Yeah. And do you want to take the next one, or you want me to keep going?
I do. Sorry, I'm sliding my screen over to make room for Mario now, and I wanted the sound, but
Let's hope it works.
Be there. So a young Zachary Branch, about to be in the NFL draft, was arrested for obstruction of justice with the police, 2 misdemeanor charges. What does this do to his draft stock days before? The Laramie Tunsil effect, the doing stupid shit right before the draft, right?
Yep. Just
Yeah.
bad timing.
Oh.
Bad timing.
Terrible timing. This just hurt your wallet more than anything else.
It could drop him like a round or two. You're talking, at least hundreds of thousands of dollars. At least maybe mil or so. Because Zachary Branch. They're saying he was going to be like a second, third round.
Hey, sorry. I had to restart the download a couple times on the app. So I was like, 4 minutes. And then my mom kept talking. And then I was like, okay. And I check back and I'd be like, it's still not on there.
Nice.
How you doing?
Doing real good. Nice to see you. Love you're all shaved up. You're looking great, man.
Oh yeah.
Nice to have you. Nice to have you. It's the brothers.
It's hot here. It's hot.
You look hot.
Yeah.
It works. Welcome in. We're just finishing the news real quick. If you want to chime in,
Comment on it. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna have to
see a document. So
no, he can't see a document,
Okay.
but he can chime in on what he hears here, and so we'll go into the next one. You were gonna say something, John? Sorry.
No.
All right. I do like this one as well. John pointed this one out. I thought it was super cool. Heinz is giving away a lifetime supply of ketchup to the 57th overall pick in this draft. They are celebrating 151 years of being in existence in Pittsburgh. And since the draft is in Pittsburgh, they're doing something special. So currently the Chicago Bears have the rights to the pick. And if the player that does get selected, they have a red blazer, and they will be calling him Mr. 57 and get a lifetime supply of ketchup. So that's cool.
I think that's pretty cool. Yeah.
That is cool.
Yeah.
I think that's an awesome one. I don't know. That's being married to someone that loves ketchup on their ketchup. I think that's cool for me. So
Yeah.
Trent Williams and the 49ers agree to terms on a 2-year, $50 million deal extension. So well done.
Yeah. That's a good move on both sides.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah. He could have probably gotten more somewhere else, but 25 mil, and then he stays in San Francisco where he's happy.
And they're making moves because they want to do things. So,
I think if he worked toward getting more money, it could have gotten messy. Because everything with the 49ers, when people try to get contracts, has been a little messy over there lately. And he might not have made the first week or what, you know what I mean? And so you run the risk of hurting yourself when you don't show up to mini camps and everything. So I think on all sides, this was probably what's best for everybody.
Absolutely. Dang, I didn't put it in the news, but I was someone else that was in contract disputes with their team and actually showed up. I can't remember. I can't remember. It was someone that showed up. They showed up in good faith. So in good faith, they want to talk through their contracts and be there in the building. What not working out, but in the building. So
okay,
it's a step in the direction, right? It's a step in the direction. So you're not at home out doing something stupid. So the
opposite of Aaron Rodgers right now.
Hey. that's what I think is the most disrespectful thing is what he does to his teams, every team that he's on. The team needs to know if you're going to be a part of their, situation, what they're doing next year going into the draft. And here you are hiding, not talking about it, holding your, I'll figure it out. And they want to see what you're going to, I don't know. Is it some like, do they go draft a quarterback and does he take it like it's a slap in the face to him and it's like, all right, now I want to go to another team or I want to retire?
I from what I've heard from Aaron Rodgers more recently is that he really wouldn't mind bringing someone up and taking them under his wing and being that the whole thing is being better than Favre, being better than Favre. So he would like to have a legacy left where he took someone under his wing for a year or two, and he still thinks he's got 2 good years left in him, maybe 3. And I'm like, well, if you see yourself as a future first ballot Hall of Famer, just freaking say it. Just say, hey, you know what? I'm old. I'm not going to be at minicamp. And you give the backup quarterback some reps out there. Just be honest and say it, right?
So many vets that get the nod to not have to do it, and it's okay for them, right? Like, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, and that could just be the agreement between the team and him, but it's the same thing like Stafford last year, right? They just kept on designating him with the back, but come to find out during the season, they just didn't want him. They put him in bubble wrap. They're like, what does he need to do in minicamp and training camp to prove anything? As long as he's working on his conditioning and his strengthening, now he's not going to have any wear and tear when the season starts. So like they designated him with a back injury and brought all of these things in, but they just put him on ice for the offseason because they know that they could just wind him up and send him out because he's been in the league for 17 years, So like why don't you just go through the same thing? Well, he's not under contract. You never know what's going to happen, but I'm sure there's some sort of like, yeah, I'm coming back next year. I'll sign right at, June 1st. And then and we'll go there, but for all intents and purposes, I'm here. Don't worry about that kind of deal.
Yeah. I mean, he's earned the right to say that stuff and tout it, and just it's just and respect the fans, respect the organization. Just say it, and they need to respect him back.
Yeah, I'll be here, but I'm not signing till June 1st. So
yeah,
leave me alone.
I think
I'm gonna go heal up. I'm 44 years old or whatever.
Fans like to know, but I think organization, because they're more, I think more to them because they're planning, they need to know, do we need to replace this guy? Do we need to go another direction? It changes their direction of what they're doing with only so many picks, right?
That's the question that I'm bringing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, do they really not know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
do they really not know, or is that something that's more like media driven because he's not under contract and in the building and around at all?
I think it's more media driven.
That's a big one. Yep.
Yeah. I think from what I heard, they are happy with Will Howard. They're not happy with the QB choices this draft. So they'd rather give Will Howard some hours back there, and whether it's trial by fire or whatever. And if they have to draft a QB next year up high, he really crashes and burns. Yeah, but if they got Aaron Rodgers, so for me, I think it's, what do you do in that case? Well, your quarterback's old and the other one's a rookie. You protect them. And you know what? They actually have a pretty good O-line. So then what do you need? They need a second wide receiver. And their running back room wasn't all that great either. So they have some definite things they need to hit. And if they address those have nothing to do with the quarterback. So yeah, I think this is all smokescreen.
Could be. Yeah. Could be.
Yeah. They need youth on defense too.
Yeah.
Especially at safety.
Yes.
Well, luckily it's a deep class.
Especially at that position as well. All right. Last bit of news that we have here before we'll jump into the draft is Bengals acquire Sexy Dexy Lawrence from the Giants for the 10th overall pick. And they extended his contract to 2028. They added 1 year, $28 million. He's never going to see a penny of that. I'm sorry. Unless if it's fully guaranteed, he's never going to see a penny of that. But
it is the Bengals.
It made him feel better. It made him feel fluffy. And now he's happier to go play with the Bengals, even though they basically just added a void year to his contract to make him smile. But I don't trust the Bengals as far as I could throw Dexter Lawrence. So.
Hey, it's to make Joe Burrow feel better that there's something on the other side of the ball doing something.
I mean, well, they lost Trey, now they don't even draft at 10, so they're not going to pick up any defensive players besides, well, Dexter Lawrence is worth the 10th overall pick. I think that was still pretty good.
Oh, heck yeah. You weren't going to get it. Well, so what I heard this morning was that they were dead set on getting a cornerback. They were good with Delane or McCoy. What's his
McCoy.
McCoy. Mm-hmm. And when McCoy's medicals came back that his bone plug didn't take, and he was going to have to go in for a second surgery, they had panic throughout their front office, and within 1 hour they called the Giants about Dexter Lawrence and made the deal happen. So they had a plan. That plan got burnt down, and they believe that either you have someone super strong in the back end or you have a super strong front end, and that they can kind of fill with positions on either way. And they're pretty happy with their thought on Shamar Stewart and Mafe being there next to Lawrence. And then they can have some rookies come up that they can just keep hitting in the backfield there and see what they can do. And hey, you know what? That could be a Super Bowl winning formula.
Yeah.
They could really get a high-end starting caliber safety at pick 42, right, in the second round, like high-end. So
and linebacker too in this class.
Well, they do have Barrett Carter, who finished really strong there, and then they brought in, I forgot who they brought in. So they do have like up and coming young linebacker core and solid, but that they need help on that back end, like the in the secondary with their corners and their safeties, and they've got Battle as safety that's there still, I believe. So like, yeah, corner would be help, but I don't know if they're going to get corner. I might just bolster the other.
Corner would be helpful. The only reason why I said linebackers because some of these guys have really good coverage ratings, and the caliber of player at linebacker versus the caliber of player at cornerback by the time they get to pick, that might be a toss-up for them, depending on how they're building their team. But safety should be their number one because that's going to be the absolute best position by the time they pick around the second round.
Yep, I think so too.
In my opinion. But who knows, some defensive tackles might fall too. Then you just rotate the old guy. Keep him fresh the whole time.
Nice.
Okay.
So, go.
No, I was gonna say it's the draft. So first pick, Raiders are on the clock. I didn't know what we were gonna do, who was gonna show. I didn't know how you wanted to hit this because I didn't know. You want to take some guesses? You guys want to guess at where we think people will get drafted, like we've done in past years? I don't know what you guys wanted to do, so
yeah. We can start with the Raiders. Maybe we pick some teams and talk about fits that we might like to see for that team.
Yeah. Yeah.
We could talk top 10 for sure. I know we might be running a little short on time, so yeah, we could definitely do like top 10.
Yeah.
Talk about like what those are be, and then maybe the Buccaneers because we're all excited.
Yeah. Hopes and dreams.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
Yes, hopes and dreams. Hopes and dreams. So
Yeah.
okay. Well, Raiders on the clock. Do you
Who do you think is anybody think they're not going to take Mendoza?
I just have a small percentage chance that they're just hoodwinking. You know what I mean? Like, and they do something else. It's just the Raiders.
Oh yeah.
It's like a 2% chance, but no. I mean, like everything signs point to they've brought in the kid. They've talked to him. Had Brady talk to him on the phone. I mean,
and they brought his dad too.
They're already installing their offense with him. Like they already came out and said they're going to be drafting him. So it would be a draft night kerfuffle if it gets traded or something happens. That would be
They have Kirk Cousins in, who's got the same work and homework ethic, but all of Mendoza's measurables are better.
It's why they brought him in. They're like the same person. Neither of them cuss. They're like very nice guys.
Yeah, I think Kirk might have a little bit stronger of an arm, but Mendoza's a better athlete overall and a little heavier.
He's a little bigger, right?
Yeah,
bigger. He's a lot bigger.
They've always been worried about Kirk being 205. And that's what he came into the NFL as. And I think the hit rate on QBs under 211 has been super low. And Kirk's one of, I think, only 3 QBs that's ever made it to consistent starter. And Mendoza's all his measurables hit above that. But
yeah,
if he's a little souped up, Kirk Cousins, that's not horrible.
Not a little souped up. 6'5", 235. I mean, he's a monster.
Yeah.
He's got that. What are they? The sleeper build, right? You don't think about it until you stand next to him, and you're like, "Holy cow!" That is a big dude.
Hello. Hey, he just keeps going. Yeah, it's one of those.
Yeah.
They keep comparing him to Brock Purdy as a diss. And I'm like, Brock Purdy's 10-yard split was faster than Debo, faster than McCaffrey. The only one faster on his team than him was who was it? The Crowder, I think. Cowan on his team. And so everyone's just like, yeah, that's a heck of a sleeper build. And I'm like, I don't think he's as athletic as Purdy, but he's definitely not unathletic.
He's not on
Same way like Caleb Williams too. The way he's thick and doesn't seem like it, but the things they can pull off, I'd put him in the same similar type of category. So not as high as Caleb Williams, but like archetype.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not a bad archetype. So all right. So going off the clock. Jets. Do you think the Jets? What do you think the Jets do? What do you think the Jets do? I mean, they are heavily looking at what's his name? I've got it over here. I'm looking at.
If you looked at
Bailey.
Arvell Reese and Bailey,
yeah,
those two. But they canceled their 30 visit on Bailey.
Yeah, they also canceled on Bailey.
Yeah.
Well, they said, they saw him at the draft. They went to his pro day. They've had enough time with him that they needed to spend time with one of their other 20, people. So, excuse, right? Could be an excuse. Don't look anything into this, and then they draft someone else anyway. So,
it's such a tough call.
If they draft Reese, I think that they should go Bailey because it's straightforward, right? Put him at edge, coach him up, you're good to go. With Reese, they're gonna need to figure out what how to play him, what to do him, where to move him. You know? And you've got so many other missing pieces on that team. Like right now, to have like a high end set it and forget it dude could be much more valuable than having that finishing chess piece to make your defense ridiculous, you know?
Yeah.
So like I don't know. But you know, if they basically build that entire defense around Arvell Reese, then they could be pretty awesome because he's so flexible.
He's
He's going
got
to
a high
throw off the
ceiling.
entire offense. Yeah, he's got a high ceiling. You know, all of that edge rusher stuff and talking about being an edge rusher and how well he did this year. What teams are in meetings were saying that they were asking him like, you know, what his plan was on this pass rush and how he came to the moves and stuff like that. And he's just like, honestly, I don't know what you guys are really talking about as far as the pass rush goes. I have a general idea, but I just kind of like go off of instinct and attack, you know, and then try to get around. And they're like, what?
Yeah, exactly.
You have no idea what you're doing and you're this successful.
Your instincts, that's something. So
and so it's like, well, are they going to put him at edge, or is it going to be linebacker, or is it going to be some just hybrid side? But he's still going to be a defensive player that is high touch for the coaching staff, because you're going to want to teach him edge attack actual stuff because that can improve him so much more. And B, you need to create a plan because he's good enough to wreck a game as long as you have a plan. So like, do we trust the Jets to do that is the question.
Right. They said him and Sonny Styles on the same team. They're watching all kinds of Sonny Styles tape because of his combine, and people kept going, wait, that's a different number. Oh, that's Arvell Reese. And so they said, when you watch the tape, Reese has better instincts, and he's just a little more disruptive. But Sonny Styles is one of the smartest football players in this draft, and he can do better coverage.
He is so I really like.
They said really between the two of them, but they're both really high impact players.
Yeah.
It's just there's work to be put in on Reese, and his ceiling could be higher than Styles. It could be higher than any person on this draft. But it's the right coaching staff is going to need to get him there.
Yeah.
Sonny Styles has a way higher ceiling at middle linebacker, and Arvell Reese has a ridiculously high ceiling at edge rusher. But they already know that he's also a really good inside linebacker, right?
Yeah, he is.
But the potential of Sonny Styles as an inside linebacker is actually higher than Arvell Reese. But Arvell Reese's edge potential, like, he was whooping ass and he had no idea what he's doing for technique or anything like that. So like that, making people look silly, right?
Yeah.
And so like then you turn him into a technician and unleash him on the edge, and he could be the best edge defender in the league. You know, like that's his ceiling, is like Hall of Fame level, you know? And so both of those their ceilings are outrageous for the positions that they're being talked about coming in this draft. It's crazy. So.
Yeah. And then with Bailey, he fits the coach's scheme. And he'll be an impact player immediately. But no one knows if the coach is going to be there next year. You know, if this is his last year, or if he's still going to be around, do you really want to fill in for his specific scheme when you're building a team for the future? And so that's where Bailey, you know, any team that picks him up, he's going to do well.
Yeah.
But
plug and
just
play.
the ceiling, when you're picking in the top 5, he's more like a 6, 7, 8 type range. normally in this kind of draft. And because of the depth in this draft, that's why he could go second.
They compare him to Aiden Hutchinson. That's David Bailey's comparable. So so they're like, it just makes a lot of sense because you just plug and play player and then go address all of the other problems that you have rather than concentrating on your star and making them better and then forgoing to coach everybody else up kind of deal. So it's, kind of interesting. All right. So who we going? Arvell Reese or David Bailey? Now that we've given the argument to John, who would you take?
It's the Jets. I mean, I see them. I see them going to Arvell Reese. I don't see them making the David Bailey. Yeah.
I think historically, Jets pick guys with really high ceilings, and then when they make it to other teams, we start seeing that.
Yep. That is true. They're looking great on that second contract.
All I know is I'm avoiding whoever they draft, and that's just the way it goes. Yeah.
I think that's fine. Okay, so we have Reese off the board at number 2. Number 3, Cardinals on the clock. Cardinals have some.
Oh my gosh! I've heard so much smoke on this.
I've heard a lot of things. Yeah.
Go, John. What have you heard?
Well, I've heard them wanting to possibly trade out of this spot.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard them wanting to trade out of the spot. I mean, can you pick somebody that can move into this spot that's not terribly far? I have someone.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I want to hear someone else first.
I'm hearing the rumors that it's heavily the Chiefs, but also conversations with Dallas.
Yep.
Dallas is the first rounds. So
yeah. And both wanting to move up, and I totally see both wanting to move up and take Love.
That's what I've heard is whoever's moving up, it will be for Jeremiah Love.
Yeah.
Because the Giants also really like Love, and they're going to want to go ahead of the Giants, and so 3 might be the spot to do it. And I heard that if the Cardinals stick and pick, they're going to go receiver.
Oh, they don't. Yeah.
Yeah,
and they're gonna get the Marvin Harrison prototype is also in this draft, but he's hurt a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So they're talking about what's his name?
Tyson.
You took Tyson.
Jordan Tyson.
Yeah, out of Arizona.
So I hear that the teams in the top 10 are actually way higher on Tyson.
Mm-hmm.
And he could be the first wide receiver off the board ahead of Tate.
Yep.
And that the Cardinals are definitely looking at him.
They're also saying that about the Chiefs, that they're super high on Tyson.
But their first option would be trading out, though.
Yeah, but that just drops Jeremiah Love right into the hands of the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
Right into the hands of the Titans.
Who I think would still be excited to draft
mm-hmm.
him.
I mean, yeah, but I think they need the offensive line first, in my opinion, right? So
they do.
I think that's bigger important than.
It depends. You're not going to get a player like him next year, and you're hoping that you'll either know that your quarterback is your guy, or you're going to be drafting high next year and picking.
No, they're going to be going after another quarterback next year, and it's a high pick next year, I think.
So I think getting that running back, even though you're not ready, just like the Raiders, right? I think the Raiders still made a great move with Genty. It may be a shitty rookie year.
Yeah,
but that talent is still in your building.
Yes, but all right, so I just see years ticking off of a running back that's only got it. They've got a time clock, right? They've got a time clock.
He's
Mhm.
young coming in. You're
True.
right. He's young coming in, and the
Okay,
running back of
I've
his
got a
skill
young
set
name.
really helps for rookie quarterback.
I had a running back of that skill set that had my knee problems. His name was Todd Gurley. He would still be in the league today, except for that talent. You know what I mean? So it can
That star
happen. It
shines
can
so
happen
bright.
to anybody. Yeah. Oh, hey, for both of you. For both of you. So uh
Yeah.
it can happen to anybody. So you especially on a team that may not be ready for him. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that.
I just think that's it may
So what do
be
you?
it's a
What?
bad move for Love. The better moves are definitely the two teams that want to trade for him. Cowboys would be the best fit because he's going to be the best fantasy fit for him. But with the Chiefs, he'll win Super Bowls. He's going to be a 1-2 punch with Walker there, right? So, but
Absolutely.
he's going to be a 1-2 punch. But that's kind of what they like. But I mean,
Oh,
they're realizing they made the mistake years back with CEH and should have Jonathan Taylored it, and now they want that. Hey, that Love's there. Let's get that guy. We made that mistake. Let's get that guy.
But what if?
Well,
How do you think
think
those
about it this
Kenneth
way too.
Walker owners that are doing laps and super stoked about that signing just going to get torpedoed during this draft? Because he's going to be worth less here than he would in Seattle at that point. But also, what if the Chiefs are coming up for a receiver? What if they're coming up for Tyson instead? Because they did just sign.
They also like him.
And they can get a receiver under a
Well,
contract at a fraction of the price of what you would be paying a receiver to in the league.
So there's also this. If they did stick with Jeremiah Love, Kelsey's getting older. Rashee Rice has all those problems. And those are all catches that happen middle of the field, right off the line. Running backs with the talent of Kenneth Walker and Jeremiah Love could fill in. And financially, it's a better move than paying a wide receiver. I know that it's a top 10 pick, and it is what it is as far as being a rookie contract. But if he's great and you have to sign him to a second contract, you'd much rather be paying a running back who's working that middle of the field there. Yeah, so
$40 million.
If Andy Reid's
$20 million running back rather than a $40 million receiver,
It's not a bad idea.
I mean, you'd get both running backs for 24. But both running backs would be under 30 million for both of them. And the way the cap keeps going up, WR2s are going to be worth 30 million. They're already getting
they already are getting.
So
that's what
Yeah, so
that's what I'm saying. They
I'm
might
just thinking
draft a wide
with
receiver.
Andy Reid.
But I think that the financial aspect more than the talent is going to be starting to shape this first round also because of the way that the cap has gone out of control with certain things like wide receiver. So like if you draft a wide receiver in the first round, that is, and you think that, and that's why like more teams that already have receivers are going to be drafting receivers because they still need a wide receiver too. And it's cheaper to pay the rookie contract than it is to sign an experienced wide receiver too. So then that wide receiver too is going to have to go out and find a job somewhere else.
That's also true.
Right. And then you've got 5 years of that rookie contract as a wide receiver. So even if it takes a while for them to get going, you still get 2 years of fantastic production on the cheap in comparison. And even if they turn into a wide receiver 1 for your team, then you've got a succession plan to let the guys go so that you're not paying so much in that position.
That's why
$50 million for the
in
wide
the
receiver
top,
one.
right? It's wide
Mhm.
receivers. It's wide receivers, offensive linemen,
Quarterback.
defensive edges, quarterbacks. Yeah. Yep. It's the
So-
big positions. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
smart. So I mean, like, yeah, if so, dang it. So what do we got? At 3, we have. So does Cardinals keep the pick? Do they trade the pick out? I think they trade the pick out, but they could keep it. And then, so do we have them keeping it and going wide receiver, or are we trading them out? Are we going with a trade? No trade.
So what? I'm gonna put one more team's hat in there.
Okay.
The Rams coming up for Love
Ooh.
to push for Stafford's retirement, another Super Bowl. They're already showing they're going all in.
Oh, they would have to sell the farm for next year.
Don't they? Yeah, I was gonna say, don't they? They don't have a pick this year. That's what I thought, right? They used it. No.
They actually did get a second.
So now they have
first round pick from Atlanta.
Okay.
And it is pick number 13. So they're not really driving that far. They traded the pick that was in the 20s to Kansas City for that 29.
Okay.
So let's say.
So that's what I was hearing.
So 3 drop. Yeah, see, I think if you're dropping at 3, I mean 9's a better spot, but it depends on what you're going for. You might be able to get it at 12. I don't see him taking it at 13. So I don't see Rams getting it unless they pay higher offer than what the other guys are offering.
Oh yeah, I wonder how many.
Also because it's within division.
Yeah, that's it.
It's within division,
they're
so
never selling it to the Rams. They're going to sell it.
They're
to
always
the
selling to your division. Yeah, I could see it going Cowboys.
It's going to the Chiefs because the Chiefs are in the AFC. That's what's happening. The Chiefs are trading up to number 3. They're going to be because they're in the AFC and they know the likelihood of them having to face Jeremiah Love is that much less.
Yeah. Well, it's because Cardinals.
There we go. And Gardner Minshew will be booting them out that way.
Yeah.
Or, sorry, who's starting for the Chiefs? Wentz?
No, Wentz is with.
In case Mahomes isn't their first game.
Is it Minshew?
He was.
Who got signed to the Chiefs as the backup quarterback?
No,
it's not.
No, Minshew and Brissett are in the.
That's right.
Are in the Arizona.
So we're going Jeremiah Love at pick 3. Wentz is in Minnesota.
Okay.
Yeah, Wentz is in Minnesota.
Okay, Jeremiah Love at pick 3 to the Kansas City Chiefs, who trade up.
Sorry. And the Titans are crying.
They have Justin Fields.
They have Justin Fields. Yes, they do.
Oh, that's right. Justin Fields is there.
We have Justin Fields. Jake Haener. Justin Fields.
And Andy Reid said he might have some packages to make sure that even if Patrick Mahomes does start, that Fields gives him some rest, and he's out there throwing the football sometimes too, for maybe the first quarter of the season.
So we have 3 trading to 9.
You're super quiet, John.
Sorry. We have 3 trading to 9, right? So Chiefs trade up, Chiefs take Love. Okay. So then 4, Titans are pissed off. Titans either
Fantasy World goes wild.
Yeah, it's Fantasy World goes wild. We always do when trades happen, right? So do they swing into Francis Moyagu? I'm gonna butcher this.
Malanoa. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
It's like
I've heard them say that.
Noah, I think is.
Yeah, Maui Goa.
See this Maui Goa? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that they go Sonny Styles.
Don't.
At 4.
See, I know he's gotten so much hype that he's not going to drop to us in the Bucks. I love it.
Oh,
so.
no way! There's no chance.
I know. I loved the first mock that came out that had him coming to us. I'm like, yes, leave it that.
No way.
I know. Look,
Yeah.
Shut up. So,
I think that
he's way too good.
What's his name?
There's a chance we get Ruben Bain.
Yeah, forget.
Yeah.
Yeah, he might drop.
He might drop.
But we might not sign him because of all those other things too. So
Well,
I don't know.
The other things were all. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see him as They said he's actually a really good team player and everything. It's just the accident happened back in 2024, and they said some dirty team went out there leaking the stuff that was already out there.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Yeah, the guy's got a motor on him, man.
So they take Sonny Styles. All right, at 4.
Yeah, Sala gets his Fred Warner.
Hate the Titans. They totally
exactly.
That's a solid pick. Okay, so Giants. I think they come in swinging with the first wide receiver here.
You think so?
I do. I think they that or a cornerback, because they're not going to see Sonny Styles. He went before him. They could swing into the cornerbacks, but
or safety.
I think if they took the top overall safety here, that would really improve their defense because of the kind of dynamic player he is. But I don't know that. You know what? Joe Shane, he bucks the. He may not go for the positional value thing, and he might just take the best player he thinks is available, and that could be Downs.
That's.
But you.
Or is it a Harbaugh pick and it's Francis Marinoga? Goes offensive.
Here's the other thing. They put Thibodeau out there on the trade market also.
They did. They're trying
to
get
what if they go Bailey here?
That's a good pick.
Because they just got rid of Lawrence. They're looking to get rid of Thibodeau.
Yeah.
But they've invested a lot, so they want it to work. Mm-hmm. And edge rushers are hard to come by.
Probably get like a second for him. They probably get like a second for him.
Yeah.
Maybe a low first.
So I hear they're really going for what's his name at wide receiver, but I wouldn't put it past Harbaugh picking Bailey instead.
Tate. I'm good with Bailey.
Not Tate. Not Tate. The other one.
Tyson.
Yeah, Tyson. Jordan Tyson. I keep forgetting his name.
I'm good with Bailey.
Okay.
Giants select Bailey, number 5.
Giants select Bailey. I know a happy Giants fan. It's one of the names he wanted. Okay. Browns on the clock. Who do they bring into their organization and ruin another future? What do they do?
Line. They go O-line. They're gonna set the table for quarterback next year.
So they go Maui Goa is what you're saying. They
Francis
go. Hey,
yeah,
he fell.
They should. Because Caleb Downs would do really well there, and they need help in their secondary. But you got to keep. Just look at who they have at QB, and you got to beat that O line. You have to. If they don't pick O line here, their fans should get in line and slap them one after the other.
I think they've done that for a very long time already.
I mean, they could take receiver because it's flashy, but they should go O-line, and it should be Mauigoa.
Okay. Mauigoa at 6. 7. Commanders on the clock.
Downs all day.
Oh, they're pissed. Love is gone. But yes.
They're pissed. Love is gone.
Yeah.
But Dan Quinn is super stoked to get Caleb Downs on his defense.
Okay. I
Oh
can
my
see that.
gosh.
I can see that being a Downs' spot right there. So
that's right.
I put all right. Downs at 7. Saints. I think this is where okay. This is another team I have penciled in going at wide receiver. I think it ruins the draft stock of blanking on his name. They're
Olave.
Olave. Thank you. Yeah, Chris Olave.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mario. Yeah. I think it lowers the draft stock of Olave. I think they go after a guy that's gonna bump him down the chart. So
I don't
or at
know.
least take away some touches. Take away a lot of touches from him.
So do they go Tate here, or do we give Tyson? Oh, so Jordan Tyson's still out there.
No
Tate
receiver has been
or
drafted
Sadiq
to this point.
No receiver has been touched yet. We've talked about it, but we haven't handed a single one away. So
let's see. I think the most complimentary receiver to who they have now would be Lemon. Because he can play slot wide receiver 2, and Olave is an alpha 1 perimeter guy. You know, he's not as big as Tyson, but that's his skill set. So I think if they do draft receiver, the smart thing for them to do is to draft a different kind of receiver and have Olave and Lemon attacking the different levels and working to their strengths inside that offense, and that would be a freaking potent wide receiver room.
Yeah, I think I like the Lemon pick because I know this is everyone else. This is very deep in the slot. This is very slot.
Yeah, I think that he's in the same
Lemon, but
yeah,
I think Tate isn't either. He's a 4.5 also, which is extremely suitable to the NFL.
These receivers just aren't burners, you know.
No,
but I know that a lot of the top guys are really high on Jordan Tyson.
Yeah,
and so that Olave's not big, and so
Olave's not big.
No, he's not.
So that would be the reason I would go Tyson over Lemon, but if seeing Olave miss so much time with his concussions, you might go with a guy who has a clear medical bill of health and sure hands. I'm good with Lemon here. Yeah.
It's tough. I mean, you have three receivers here at the top. They're all very close. They're all decent.
The other thing is defense. They just let Cam go, and their defense is still really old, except for some of their secondary. You got some really nice defensive pieces that can go here.
Also, we've talked. This is more deeper of a cornerback. It is more deeper. In draft compared to wide receivers, where it's a big drop off after the top 3. So I think if they're this close, they jump at another top 3 guy wide receiver from this draft class. Somebody that has potential of being the top guy in the draft class.
And then they hope for a corner in the second round.
And hope for a corner in the second. I think that's their better chance. Yeah.
Yeah. Because they could get Delane here, the number 1 corner in the draft.
They could get Mansour Delane here. They could.
So they said that
But they could also
people
get the
are
number one
panicked
receiver in the draft
and could
too.
trade up after McCoy was coming back with his medicals. So
Okay.
I know that
So,
they're both highly thought of.
do we have a name for number 8 here?
I'm going
You know what?
Lemon.
It's more fun for fantasy. Let's do Lemon.
No, don't think fun. Well, okay. I mean, Daniel said lemon. I said lemon. Okay, we'll go lemon. Okay. So lemon off the clock. Let's go. Cardinals back on the clock at number 9. Yeah, Cardinals back on at number 9.
Cardinals draft Mansour Delane
So
at 9.
we had
cornerback.
Mhm.
That would be.
I mean, that's huge.
Sick
But
cornerback duo with the rookie that they have from last year. That was super good.
it's good. But
I
they
forget
have
his name.
Holes. They do have much bigger holes.
I know, but they're talking about Jordan Tyson at number 3, and he's still there.
Yeah, I guess so. I would just like them have
they
2
could totally
full
cardinal
corners
and pick him again there anyway.
dude.
Going, how is he still available?
Yeah, having
but
2 full shutdown corners on rookie on a rookie deal though would be
facing Matthew Stafford,
that could do a lot, especially in that division.
Yeah, trying
in
to
that division,
all those quarterbacks. Okay, all right. So we're gonna hand out a
curveball.
No, I love that pick because
it's a curveball. I definitely say it's a curveball. So we need curveballs. Hey, we usually pencil these things down, and we're kind of like off on a couple of them, right? So
yeah, was it Michael Jordan that they have from last year as their cornerback?
Johnson. Who he had an injury, and when he came back, he was a top cornerback. Yeah. He was a top cornerback in the league.
Yeah,
Will Johnson.
You got 2 shutdown corners. Oh, that could do so much for your defense.
Especially with Budda Baker floating with, the last of his great years. But for the next 2 years, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it is pretty good. Okay. All right. So.
And the Giants at 10.
Giants finishing out at 10. We'll finish out Giants at 10. So, what was their first pick? We went, we didn't go. We went, they weren't the linebacker. They were the corner. They were a corner. No, they were, they were a defensive end. They were
Bailey.
They were Bailey. Okay, sorry. I didn't write this down. I apologize. I'm terrible.
No problem. Yeah, they were Bailey.
They were Bailey, so they went defense. So swing back with the fact that Tyson's still sitting here, and they go Tyson.
Yes.
At 10.
Yes. So then you have Neighbors and Tyson out there. Mm-hmm. That would be, and after the Eagles they're getting rid of AJ Brown. They will be the new best pairing in the East there.
Yeah.
Although CeeDee and Pickens aren't bad either, but.
No. That's a pretty good top 10 rounded out there. I like that. I do like that. I think we did pretty good with the 1 curveball in there and even 1 trade. So.
And I would love to see Vega fall to the Bucs.
Oh, I don't know. I have no hopes and dreams at this point. I don't know.
Vega. Oh.
Olavega Ioane guard. Yes, please. At 15. Yes, please.
And I want to see the Chargers take up Proctor. I think Proctor O-line.
Yep.
Okay.
He's super talented, but he's only been playing O-line for 2 years. And I think it's that. And not only
that's not Proctor. That's Ian Archer.
Okay.
Proctor's Alabama.
But Proctor's Alabama.
Alabama. Proctor, though, he's a gimmick guy.
Look at him. He's 6'6". He's 6'6" and a half. 350.
But they have him pitching and catching passes though too. The same way the Lions used what's his name last year.
True.
Uh, he's
In
he's incredibly athletic.
Penei Sewell. Yeah.
So I would like to see him used like Sewell for the Chargers and Justin Herbert out there.
okay.
John, do you know at the combine at 352 pounds?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what his vertical was?
No, I do not. I don't have
32 inches.
Holy.
Yeah.
He shattered the record for a player over 350 pounds. Shattered it.
Holy.
So I would love to see him at the Chargers and moved into guard.
Good
And
thing
with
he-
Slater and Alt there, oh man.
There's one knock on him, is that he played his first year at 350.
Mhm.
He played his second year at 390,
Ooh.
and he
they're
was
worried about his weight.
bad.
Egg rolls.
And then his next year, he played back at 350, and they were like, "This guy's awesome."
He's hanging out with Eddie Lacy one year is what it was.
So,
That's exactly what I was thinking.
so that's the worry. They need
Egg
to have him on a
rolls,
nutrition
egg rolls.
plan.
Yep. Egg roll
Yeah.
Eddie.
That's why I was thinking LA also, because
Mario.
Harbaugh won't let him get to that.
Yeah.
I was talking to your brother the other day. I was going through paperwork. I was clearing out a box. I found a pad of mine from 2014, and it's all my names I'm writing down. And then you flip over, 2 tags. And it's Eddie Lacy, and I'm like, oh, it's that year. That year.
It's like stepping in front of a claymore.
Yeah.
Daniel's laughing. He's like,
Yeah. You're like in Inception.
promise.
No.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I making moves just like you guys did, right? I mean, you got to make moves.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad, but you got to make moves. You never know. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
hey, nothing like getting a guy that goes to Cleveland and loses the will to live, and then another guy that goes to the Packers and just finds the will to live apparently in Chinese food. So, yeah, I dig it.
Oh. What do you guys think of Nussmeier and the bone spur on his spine? Or what was it on his spine? It was
news to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they said that he dropped off last year, and they found, that's what it was. It was a cyst. So the cyst was on his spine all year last year, and they found it at the combine.
Oh.
And so he's getting a procedure to get it removed, and he should get all his mobility back from 2 years ago when everyone thought he was going to be the first pick of this draft coming out. So, what do you guys think of that news coming out?
That's interesting.
Does that boost Nussmeier for you at all?
It's skeptical.
Yeah, I'm
skeptical. You know, 9th pick of our rookie draft, maybe I'll consider it.
I'm still sitting here with my popcorn. 9th round. I'm like, I 9th pick. I'm not here. I'm not here for a few. I show up in the 3rd round. So
no, not 9th overall. I mean, like by 9th pick.
Yeah. No, I understood
9th
that.
round. I'm gonna maybe consider whether or not to take a flyer on him for that.
Do you think his dad will convince enough people to draft him to the Saints?
Maybe
behind Chuck.
I mean, if they get him on the cheap, maybe
they could try.
3rd round.
3rd day pick. Yeah.
3rd round.
Oh, you think
3rd round?
That's
and did they do
5th round?
I'm more day 3 pick.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, I lean day 3.
I think these quarterbacks are going to go way late. I think it's going to be like Ty Simpson in the 2nd, maybe late 1st, and then nobody until
for a little while.
5th round. after
That's
that.
interesting.
I don't think there's going to be any in the third and any in the fourth. I think maybe one in the fourth, and maybe that's Nussmeier. But I think all the quarterbacks are going to go fifth, sixth, seventh.
Yeah, that third round is just going to be about big boys and back end.
Yeah.
It's the big
And
boys and back end.
receiver flyers. I think there's going to be a lot of there's a shit ton
Slot
of
in.
receivers in this
Yeah,
class.
it's all slot.
And
yeah,
so I think like the second. The first round might be because of the financial decision, but then the flyers of the potential of some of these receivers are going to go, and I think it's going to be heavy tight end and heavy receiver, 3, 4.
So,
Yeah.
Daniel, I was sharing why I said it was a meh draft earlier. I'm thinking as in our Dynasty Disney League team needs. It doesn't fit my team needs. You know what I mean?
It's a good thing you don't have 2 first-round draft picks then. Huh?
I need a linebacker. I need a linebacker to replace the retirement of Levante David, but I'm not high enough to grab somebody I really like unless I make a move. So, yeah, you know.
Yeah. I don't think I moved up high enough to get the one shattering need I need most on my team, which is quarterback. But for the one that probably won't even start this year.
In the second, you moved into the second.
I moved into the second.
You moved into the second. I believe one good drop. I don't think they're gonna be rampant just because it's a 2 quarterback league. I mean, I don't think people will jump on them in this year. You may get one blown away in the first round, sure.
Yeah. If Ty Simpson, if Arizona trades back into the first round and picks up Ty Simpson, then he's worthy of a mid-first rounder, just because you know he's going to start, right?
Yeah.
You know he's going to give you production this year. You're at least going to see.
Yeah.
Jacoby Brissett's contract talks right now.
Mm-hmm. You'll get time on the field. Okay, if that happens,
go that way.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
But if he falls into like the third, then then he'll be a second round pick solidly. But
if Arizona trades in and it looks promising for him, I could see someone in our group picking him up with 110 or something like that.
Yeah,
maybe. Depends.
Because there's not a lot of offensive, like the receivers. A lot of them look like they might be WR2s at best or whatever, and there's only one real running back, so the offense is going to be a little thin. So I think quarterback could creep in where we could get 2 in the first round.
It's possible, like you said, if Arizona moves up, definitely. Yeah, I could see that happening.
And for contract reasons, you'd want to for the 5th-year option as a team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the top tier offense are gonna be hammered in the first round, and then the second round is gonna be the Wild West. I have no idea what's gonna happen in the second round, but like top 4 receivers, top quarterback, top running back, top tight end.
Sonny Styles.
Wow, no defense first round.
Those are all going to go first round.
Maybe.
No defense
just because there's not much in offense. So
yeah, that's what I feel.
I think that
I think
8 of the 10 in the first round will be
Stowers go.
Yeah.
Because we're also tight end half premium, right? So Stowers and Sadiq, like if one of them goes to Kansas City instead, boom, they're going to be first round. Or depending on where they go, that could be both of those tight ends go.
Yeah. Okay.
So it just depends.
Coming from the tight end guy, I like that. No.
Yeah, I know. I also and Mike Washington could go super high because some GM falls in love with his measurables also, and that could post him up just because running back is always a thin position. Yeah.
There
It's
was a
it's gonna be-
possibility you see a second, one drafted in the second, I think.
Pierce could, depending on when Pierce gets drafted too, he could end up being in the first round also.
One at the bottom, but you think one at the back end of the first?
Yeah, I
Coming
think at
back
like
in the
110, 107, something like that.
Wow, that high?
Possibly.
Yeah, depending on where they drafted.
Yeah.
There are some teams
If
who
he
have
goes to
some
Seattle,
not so great. Yeah. It's whoever's going to Seattle.
Hmm.
And Love are both going in the first round.
If Seattle drafts a running back,
You jump on
even in the second round,
32,
yeah,
or at all,
yeah.
you know, they're worth a flyer in the first round.
Okay.
Because you've got to recover.
Charbonnet is not going to be there for the first couple weeks.
Yeah, it's competition. Yeah, there's nothing there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, it makes sense. Makes sense.
But it's going to be great to see how it works out in the real draft, which ends up dictating our fantasy draft in 5 days.
In 5 days. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Which we have the NFL draft here in, giving a refresh, give an exact 1 day, 18 hours, and 17 minutes. All right. So thanks for joining us. There's our 1 through 10 plus a lot of just where we think things may happen. Hopes and dreams with the Bucks.
Yeah. There are so many tantalizing options.
Olavega, Iona. That's what I want.
I hope it's good. That's all I hope. I hope it's just a good pick. That's what I want. I don't have
like 5 dudes I'd be super happy about.
Yeah.
Second round, I'm nervous.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw a mock that I got giddy about, and I really hope it shakes out that way. I was like, oh please, yes, oh please.
Vega, Rodriguez, please. Vega, then Rodriguez.
That is my ideal draft for the Buccaneers. Absolutely. Vega, then Rodriguez.
Hopes and dreams. There it is. So right into the show. If you want anything on the show, ffwc23@gmail.com. Thanks for listening. We really appreciate you at the hour and 20 mark. Thank you. Just keep studying. Just keep studying.
That's right. Just keep studying.
In the realm where legends rise and dreams collide, a council gathers with power as their guide. Jonathan the strategist with wisdom's might, Mario and Daniel warriors ready to ignite. Thunder roars, lightning cracks the sky, electric strings sing a battle cry. In this arena of fantasy and lore, the gods of war lead the charge once more.